Hello, everyone. Now, listen, I'm not going to be long, but I had to address this issue. Now, we know of the JonathanMajors debacle with the assault, the alleged assault, and so on, right? Now, I do believe that his lawyers need to be advised by other lawyers because they're making some really terrible mistakes here. They're spinning this whole narrative and that he did not do it, that he's the victim, and with every statement the situation gets worse and he's not looking like an innocent person. Now this is a statement from his attorneys. JonathanMajors is completely innocent and is provably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows. We are quickly gathering and presenting evidence to the district attorney with the expectation that all charges will be dropped imminently, Chaudhry wrote. Now listen, the spin doctors are working overtime, but I'm not sure of how successful they'll be. Because there is still the evidence that shows that she bore marks on her face and her neck as a consequence of an altercation. So whether they want to say it was his fault or her fault, because I guess they're trying to attribute blame to whomever, something physical happened. She did not strangle herself. And then there's the minimization of the issue that it has been said that it was a domestic dispute, domestic dispute charges. That is clear domestic violence. And I'll venture further to say, and I'm not an advocate of domestic violence or any of those things, because you have to put out these disclaimers for people who would come for you for no reason. You have to actually say what is obvious. Anyway, I do believe that she also has a vested interest in whether he beats these charges or not. And listen, she's his girlfriend. The narrative that the lawyers are trying to spin around her being just a woman is obnoxious. Acknowledge the woman for who she is, okay? Now, I also do believe that she has a vested interest in him, or as I should say, in his being a successful actor, because I'm sure she would have brought him around her friends and family. This is her prize, the prize she has won, as well as she's the prize that he has won. Only for him to now be facing accusations of violence, of him getting physical with her. So this is so comical, because the hue is what usually attracts these men to these women, and it is the hue that often gets them in trouble with these women. JonathanMajors, I can assure you that this is the pride before the fall, because with everything that we've been hearing and the evidence, you're done. Anyway, I went to Twitter and I saw these tweets and I decided to pull them up for you. One person said, an emotional crisis caused by whom? And I would add, and what? Someone else said, he definitely did that. And another person said, at this point, I'm thinking he needs to sue her. And the tweets continue. I mean, I would have an emotional crisis too if I had been strangled and then gaslit to make me think it didn't happen the way it did. Another one, actually, it's domestic violence charges, not dispute. Dispute is a vague word abusers use to avoid saying they battered and strangled a woman. Now listen, this is my opinion. If I were those lawyers, I would not make a public statement. I would not say anything else pertaining to this matter. I would not do anything that could vaguely give the impression that I were covering up something, or that would ultimately call their character and call his into disrepute, because it's already being touted with the evidence presented that he got physical with her. So how are you going to, deal with that? How are you going to disprove? You can dispute it as much as you want now. But how are you going to explain the marks that the police saw when they initially made contact with these two people? So this rabbit hole is getting deeper and deeper, and JonathanMajors, people are coming out and they are speaking on his character. People are saying allegedly that he's barbaric, he is vicious, he's not a good person. He has been, this is not his first rodeo as it pertains to being brutish. So this is a lot. How they're going to counter this with just those very lame statements makes no sense to me. It tells me that they're not thinking this through. That is why I said initially that the lawyers need to be advised by other lawyers that do not have a vested interest, because they're doing him a disservice at this point. And he must be really spinning out of control because he wants to save his career, which is understandable given the circumstances. But sir, don't touch women. Don't hit anyone. You don't do that. And one observation I made, the persons who were commenting against the narrative that is being spun kind of grabbed my interest. Check that out. Because those women stick together. The men as well. I'll say this and then get out of here. I'm running late. Now, what I want you to always bear in mind is that these people provide a protective wall in their community for each other. Okay? The women are supportive of their women, and the men protect their women. This is what we don't have in the black community. In their time of need, they stick together and rally around each other. Now, this is it. I deliberately left this aspect for the end of the video so that with all that I said prior to this, when I'm reading this, you will bear what I said in mind. Now, the claim is that these are her text. In the messages which Yahoo can't authenticate, it says, "Please let me know you're okay when you get this. They assured me that you wouldn't be charged. They said they had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me and they knew we had a fight. I'm so angry that they did, and I'm sorry you're in this position. We'll make sure nothing happens about this." Now, the messages continue, and this is from Yahoo, okay? It also said, "I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. I only just got out of hospital. I love you." A few hours later, another message said, "They just called again to check on me, and I reiterated how this was not an attack, and they do not have my blessing on any charges being placed. The paper they gave me about strangulation, and I said point blank, this did not occur and should be removed immediately. The judge is definitely going to be told this. I know you have the best team and there's nothing to worry about. I just want you to know that I'm doing all I can on my end. I also said to tell the judge to know that the origin of the call was to do with me collapsing and passing out and your worry as my partner due to our communication prior. Out of care, she promised all will be relayed." Now, I am going to leave the conclusions up to your logical thinking minds, and you opine on how you think this will all end. All right? Share your views down in the comment section. And as always, stay safe and be self-aware, and subscribe for more snippets of wisdom and real talk. See you in the next one.